Is accent important? A big problem with this question is that half the people asking this question don't actually understand what an accent is. So the first thing that I want to make clear is that your accent only affects how your speech sounds. It doesn't determine what words you use or what grammar you use. Example: my nan made some biscuits. Those are the words that a British person might use to say, my grandmother made some cookies. Even though I'm using British words, nan and biscuits, we all know that I'm not British when I say them, because when I say them, I don't sound British. When I use British English, I sound American. When I speak Spanish, I sound American. When I speak Thai, which I have spoken for about 15 years, I sound American. Because I have spoken American English my whole life, I sound American, even when I speak other languages. That is an accent. Your accent is basically how everything that you say sounds. Usually because of the environment that you grew up in and the languages that you spoke growing up. Now let's answer the question, is accent important? When I speak with people from other countries, if they speak English well, I can usually understand them very easily, even if they have a very strong non-American accent, because English is English. 90% of the time, if you use a word that I know, I'm going to understand it, even if you pronounce it a tiny bit differently from the way that I pronounce it. And about maybe 10% of the time, there is a word that I have difficulty understanding. When I speak to people from Scotland or Australia, I often have to ask them to repeat themselves or speak slower. And they might have to do the same thing with me. And that's completely normal. That is not a problem. If there is a reason why you want to develop a specific accent, that's fine. There are real reasons why some people might care about developing a specific accent. But if you don't have a reason for choosing a specific accent, don't worry about it. There are so many different English accents. No matter which one you choose, you're always going to sound like an outsider somewhere. And there's always going to be someone who has difficulty understanding your accent. If I go to England, they are immediately going to know that I am not English. Even if I go to Baltimore, Maryland, 30 minutes from here, they can immediately tell that I am not from there, because I sound like I'm from Montgomery County, Maryland, not Baltimore, Maryland. So again, unless you have a reason why you want to develop a specific accent, no, your accent really doesn't matter. It is important to learn the basic sounds that we make in English. For example, if you say fit instead of fish, or fasten instead of fashion, that can create problems. But that's not really about your accent. That just means that you haven't yet learned the basic sounds that we use when speaking English in English-speaking countries. So, in my opinion, learning basic pronunciation, learning to make the basic sounds, is important. But developing a specific accent is not important.